Welcome, Portfolio Kings. Today we're going to be going over an advanced topic. We're going to be talking about how you can fine tune your indicators perfectly using cycle analysis. So we're going to start off on TradingView, and we're going to go over to indicators, and we can type in detrended rhythm oscillator. So this indicator was made by this user when to trade. So by adding the detrended rhythm oscillator, we'll see it down here along with our other oscillators, and it kind of looks like a zigzag with some numbers. So what we can do is we can look at these numbers, and this can give us some ideas on what kind of cycles we're looking at within the market. So I'm just going to circle some common ones that I see that are approximately the same number. So we see that 48, 44, we got a 47. Can keep looking back. We got a 42. Over here, a 41. So we can see that there's a lot of 40s. And there's also some 80s. Right? And we also have some 120s. So this kind of gives me an idea that we might have some kind of cycle that revolves around the number 40, right? 40, 80, 120, they're multiples of 40. So we can pretty much use this to our advantage. And it might not always play out so perfectly, so we might have to look onto a different time frame. The cycle might also be very close to a Fibonacci number. So if you can use one of these Fibonacci numbers, that's going to be ideal for setting up the indicator period. So for this one, I'm just going to use 40 as an example. So right now we have a standard RSI and standard MACD, and we're going to change the period to 40. So for the MACD, we can change the fast length to 40 and the slow length to 80. That might give us a different picture. And I haven't tested this yet, so we're going to see how it looks out. And we're going to put the RSI on 40 as well. Okay, so now we can see that they look very different. Instead of giving a lot of signals, they're giving some very concrete signals. So pretty much we had this RSI above 70, above the oversold area, and that was the top back here. Same thing over here, it's the top. So RSI doesn't really come over into oversold territory that often. So we can see that relatively recently we did have this oversold event. So this oversold event did not result in a crash, but we started, diverging. While the price was forming higher highs, the RSI was coming down. So this kind of gives us an idea that there was weakness. And given that we know that this indicator is fine-tuned, we can most definitely tell that for a fact. So also pretty much coming in on the MACD, we can see that we did have an extreme in momentum. We did diverge, making into a higher high. So that kind of gave us a relative topping signal. And then from there, we started forming a bearish pattern. And we continued diverging. Okay. And pretty much once we made this final high, we had no momentum. Absolutely no momentum on the MACD. And then we started coming down and making extremely low confluence with the MACD. So using this detrended price oscillator can give us very fine-tuned indicators, and we can now use these indicators in the way that they were designed to. We can use the RSI for overbought and oversold, when traditionally using the 14-period RSI, we would not be able to do that. And I can put them side by side to see how many false signals the standard RSI actually gives, right? So pretty much on the standard RSI will come into oversold very frequently. Overbought and oversold very frequently, while over here we really only have major events that trigger these oversold events, oversold areas. So, and those signal very major bottoms. So given that, use this how you will, use this with whatever indicators you like. I promise it works with any indicator that is classically made, not any, probably, well, I'd beg to argue that it will work on almost any indicator, but especially the ones that are classically made by Wells Wilder, draw lapel, these classic oscillators, it works amazing with these. And if you can find a Fibonacci number as well, that's how you get the golden fine-tuned settings. And this is going to be different for every ticker. So if I go over to Ethereum now, it's going to be completely different, right? We're going to have a different cycle, and this one seems like it's also very close to 40. So, but we're going to have to look through this and decide which dominant cycle. But this one does look like it's, we're getting some 40s around the board, some 80s. So this one could be somewhere like that, maybe even a 30, because we're getting some 60s and 90s. So definitely something to play around with. Use it on your ticker of choice and see how it plays out. And there's always going to be some kind of cycle. That's just how the markets work. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please check out some of our other videos. We do a lot of technical analysis. We do options trading and statistical analysis. So if you guys enjoy that, be sure to check out our trading group. We're going to leave the link in bio. So thanks for watching, and have a great day, traders.